We are live at Red Moon Sound Studio in Knoxville, Tennessee. Our featured artist today is Zack Miles.
All right.
Yep. Okay.
Well, nothing here is mine anymore. I don't see the way that I used to see, but it's making plans to get rid of me. And the brave ones are watching patiently. They send the signal when I finally leave. But any other place could be like this one. The roots push up through the cracks in sidewalks. It's where the scene is recreated faithfully. The brave ones are watching patiently. They send the signal when I finally leave. But just let me pass. Just let me pass through. And just let me help. Please tell me what to do. And just let me help. Please tell me what to do. But stop saying that this is the last time. It's not anything you get to decide. The line moves sometimes just for me. And the brave ones are watching patiently. They send the signal when I finally leave.
Zack, we are so stoked to have you here. Thank you for being a part of this with us. Can you tell me about this song that you just played? What's the story there?
Yeah, the song was called Patiently, and it's pretty much about just being in an infinite loop, riding my bike down to the same spot every day for years, and really having this weird thought that I was coming down there and really getting nothing done, not being of any use, and just getting in the way of the birds and the squirrel and the deer.
They didn't
It was
mind. They didn't mind.
There's a song about it years later now, and it's about that. It's also about just getting out of just loops where you get nothing done. Like just yeah, I was just kind of just existing and making it out of things like that.
You have a very humble, very unassuming nature to you. But I find that when you're behind the guitar, you have this confidence that really shines through. And I'm curious if that was your first instrument. When did you pick it up?
My first instrument was banjo.
Really?
Yes.
I would not have expected. Well, actually, with the picking, that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
You can almost do a banjo roll with this, like from what I learned.
Yep.
I started playing banjo because where I grew up, everyone played bluegrass instruments.
Right, of course.
And in that situation, anyone who has been in that situation knows that you're going to see like 5 banjos at a jam, a few mandolins, and then just a sea of guitars.
Yeah.
So like I learned
How
something.
can you stand out kind of thing.
Right, exactly.
That's
So I started
cool.
with banjo.
That's awesome.
And
yeah,
then,
I can see it now. I can see the picking. That's
yeah.
cool.
I got into guitar later when I started playing solo, like singer-songwriter stuff.
So when was that?
Probably, I started really playing out solo around 2013, 2014.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that was fairly recently. That's pretty cool.
It just happened because I was listening to a lot of music that my friends weren't listening to where I was from, and that's what happened.
Yep.
That's why I started writing songs like this alone and trying to package it in a way that was presentable solo.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
where what you see right now is the product of that,
Right.
of just like not having
Full
anyone
band.
to jam with.
No,
Yeah.
no.
That's not the case now.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of great friends here in Knoxville.
There you go. There you go. Well, what else do you have for us? What do you got coming up?
Oh, this next song is called Missing Days. I guess I'm fine, I'm okay. I'm still waiting for a ride outside. But what to say to the best of friends who won't be there for a while? And our heroes of the springtime witnessed the quietest night since. It seems their days were too far spaced apart, and they'll be singing our midnight stories only to the wall, only to the wall. But still some would think less of the first to wake up. I'm making light conversation to the crack in my favorite coffee cup. Still maybe call up some old friends, but their weekends locked down. They've been the loudest, the rowdiest, and the fastest. Bluegrass band in town. So leave the best story. You let them know how you've been. Still no amount of rain or shine or sleeping in is gonna help you forget. But still some would think less of the first to wake up. I'm making light conversation to the crack in my favorite coffee cup. Still maybe call up some old friends, but their weekends locked down. They've been the loudest, the rowdiest, and the fastest, and they're the only bluegrass band in town. Here for too long, but this could take years of short winter days. You'll make out the shape of the tree line from half circles on the sidewalk with the smokers. But you can't keep this up forever, can you? Does your art suffer? Does it make it better? You can't keep this up forever, can you? Don't ask, don't make me say no. How's your week been since the Tart Corner booth on Tuesday night? But by now, a crowd back at home. Don't go. I'm half circles on the rooftop with the smokers. You can't keep this up forever, can you? Does your art suffer? Does it make it better? You can't keep this up forever, can you? Don't ask, don't make me say no.
I want to hear about your roots. Tell me about where you come from and what your influence is of home.
Ooh. I come from a very, very small town where I had a handful of wonderful friends.
Mm-hmm.
Still do. Still talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much, but we still hang out from time to time. The place is called Oakdale, Tennessee. It's near a wonderful place called Catoosa,
Nice.
which is it's called a wildlife management area, and it's just woods forever. Like lots of people out there with like Jeeps and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also a great place to just, everyone's riding like 4-wheelers and trucks and stuff through trails. So like just like grabbing a mountain bike and like walking straight lines through there is great because as long as you're away from the road, you won't see anyone.
Right. Perfect.
It's great.
Isolation.
Yes.
Chef kiss.
It was such a great place to grow up. I was so close to it,
you go.
and had a lot of great times there.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have a lot of very close friends there.
Good.
Great people.
Well, that kind of leads me into my next question. Who is the most influential person in your life, good or bad? Don't feel obligated to specify, because I know that this is going to be broadcasted.
I have an answer to that,
Okay.
and it's not anyone that I know.
Okay.
It's like the
Interesting.
most influential person in my life. He's a musician.
Mm-hmm.
He goes by the name Phil Elverum.
Okay.
He has 2 bands that are just him solo. It's called The Microphones and Mount Erie. And
Cool.
he lives on an island in Washington and records all of his albums by himself and plays all of the instruments by himself. And it's kind of like the template for my
Okay, I can see
musical
the
life.
blueprint. I see it. I
Yes.
see it now. Okay, that makes sense. Everything's checking out. It's adding up.
Yes, I love his template.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Phil template.
Well, it kind of sounds like you kind of have a template then for songwriting as well. And this is a little bit more of an in-depth question, so do with it what you will.
Okay.
But I'm always curious about the songwriting process. And I'm curious about yours in the sense of does it happen more in a meditative state, or does it happen when you are in a heightened emotion? Tell me, walk me through a little bit of that, kind of the process.
Yeah, I would say the lyrics come from moments of heightened emotion, definitely.
Okay, cool.
My songwriting process is filling up like notepads on my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's I
Just
think of something.
books.
Yeah, I'm like really feeling something. I just think of lyrics or something that I want to use, and I put it in a notepad.
Mhm.
And the lyrics like that just kind of comes over time.
Right.
But I put the most like where I sit down and decide to work on something into guitar parts,
Okay.
because
That's interesting.
I'm just playing alone here, and I really try to come up with guitar parts that can exist on their own. Like I always call it, when I'm like talking to my wife Madison, I'm like, I don't like it when the bottom drops out. Like I always need like a boomy, like full sound if I'm writing a song to just play solo guitar to.
Interesting.
If I'm just like down here noodling, and like, I just kind of stop playing rhythm and stuff, and I'm just
Yeah.
noodling. Like that's not as approachable as like writing a guitar riff that is like more, it fills up better, because I always have to keep in mind that it's just me.
Right.
But that's it's kind of a two-pronged approach to songwriting. So once I come up with some guitar parts that I like, that's when I open my phone or whatever I have and start
Seeing what fits.
yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I like find a few lyrics that stick and then start writing lyrics around that,
Okay, cool.
and then fit it into the guitar parts.
But your songs still have meaning. That's interesting.
I try not to force the lyrics part of it, because I can force the guitar part and usually get to a good like end state. But
Yeah.
if I start forcing lyrics, if I'm like, I have to finish writing these lyrics, I'd never like them. I
That's
just kind of
fair.
let that happen.
You're going with the flow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it takes me forever to write an album. It's the lyrics.
Not forever. Don't sell yourself short. Well, that kind of leads me to my next question. Do you have anything coming up? Any more albums being released?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm always recording. So there's always just a folder of maybes that eventually, when like one turns into
I'll
like a
pull it out.
song,
Yeah.
yes, when like one turns into a song,
Right.
that's when I really start like sitting down and being like, oh, there's something here, and it starts coming more naturally then.
Awesome.
When one song kind of shows its face, that's when more start showing up, that I start trying to package them into something that would be an album.
Yep.
So like, yeah, already working on another one.
Good for you. Well, where can fans find you?
I guess the best place to send people would be zackmilesmusic.com,
Awesome.
and that has links to all the socials and stuff, but I most frequent Instagram,
I saw you on TikTok too. Whoop,
TikTok.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
I post my 10-second skate videos and like 30-second clips of me playing guitar riffs.
Perfect combo. Hell of a combo. Well, what do you have next for us, Zach?
This song is called The Captain.
So I'll just be here. I'm moving without shape, but his clothes smell like beer. Just kids passing their day, passing their day. I throw my coat on and sneak out with that crowd, and let the attic lights off. They know we're caught by now, caught by now. captain laughs in your face, says you got no other place to come and go as you please. Where it's still hot in the shade, and our friends will be fine as they barrel through the leaves, and says it sounds like footsteps when they're falling constantly, constantly. And the captain laughs in your face, says you got no other place to come and go as you please. Where it's still hot in the shade, but it's still hot in the shade. And he stands his ground when the snow weighs down the trees, says it's the time and place for the sights we rarely see.
Thank you.